Fidel is Fidel, photographs by Roberto Chile, a wonderful exhibition put on by the Cuban Australian Society for Perth people to enjoy, to celebrate the 90th birthday of Fidel Castro.
Fidel is a real human being, a complete human being. He listens a lot, and for what I've read, or people who had interviewed him or talked to him, you know, he's concerned about people. He listens and expresses his views with very, very deep thoughts on humanity, world problems, and it's amazing what Fidel is. I come from Guatemala, a third world country next to Mexico and Central America, where we have very limited number of doctors, for example, or teachers. More than 60% of people are indigenous people. He don't have access to jobs, to education, to health. And in 2002, when there was the Hurricane Mitch, the first people who sent doctors to help in Guatemala was Cuba.
And it was part of a project to celebrate Fidel Castro's 90th birthday. And the idea was that there would be 90 exhibitions in 90 countries throughout the world celebrating his birthday. And this is going to be one of them. This is quite a coup for Perth. Roberto Chile, the photographer, is a renowned Cuban documentary maker and photographer. A string of awards from Latin American countries. And to have the opportunity to show his work here and to celebrate Castro's birthday is really quite a coup, yes.
I'm honored that I've been invited to this exhibition in the framework of the 90th anniversary of Comrade Fidel Castro. The main message that I'd like to share here in Perth is that I ask the people from Perth to read about our history, to read about Cuba, to have a better idea of our country, taking into account that our country has been, the media has been portraying our country in a wrong way. So I think this exhibition will encourage people from Perth to read the real history of Cuba.
This is what Fidel have done to many people around the world. I never met him. I've been close to him, but I never met him. But I have learned a lot of what he has done. And this is one of my favorite pictures here behind me. This photograph is in 190 publicity bus stops in Germany and Switzerland. And that was taken in 2010, and Fidel is reflecting about peace. You see how today there are drums of war in the Asia-Pacific, particularly here in the Asia-Pacific, in the Middle East. And Fidel says, we need to fight for peace. We need to save the world. And it is possible. And he famously said, another world is possible. And I believe in that.
We are a very courageous people. That we've been fighting for our independence since our colonial period. As you know, we were a colony of Spain. And since that time, we were fighting for our independence. And thanks to the revolution led by Fidel Castro, we've been able to obtain our real independence. This is a way also to invite you to go to visit Cuba, to see with your own eyes how the Cuban people is. We are a very friendly country. Our people is very warm people, it's been very courageous, and we Cuban people deserve the best that we can do.
What we have here is a depiction of someone who has done astonishing things. He instigated and saw the Cuban Revolution through. Here he is, he's in his 80s, he's just like every other human, negotiating the process of aging. And that kind of forces us to reflect on our own physicality, on our own achievements.
The union really has been very supportive of what I do. We have sponsored trips, visitors to come and talk to us, sponsored our members to travel there and learn and see for themselves.
We've already had a lot of support, a lot of interest, and we just hope that this builds an awareness of Cuban culture in the wider community.
Angela Albuquerque for Undercurrent.